Have you ever felt behind at work? You walk in and you already know that all the stuff that needs to be done and you're behind. Well, many times it happens not just on Mondays, but every day of the week. For me, when I was running a fast growth company, it was every day I felt behind. I felt like I could never catch up. I felt like no matter how many extra hours I put in the night before, how many focused hours I worked, how many hours I put in, period, I could never catch up. Do you want to know what I did to change that? I'm going to go through the 2 things that you need to focus on that will help you change that. But let's just back up for a second. If you have that feeling, you know that it doesn't give you the place to really solve the challenges and the problems in front of you. Because feeling behind is a negative energy that you're carrying with you, and that you can't be as creative and innovative, as thoughtful as you need to be if you feel behind. You feel rushed, and you feel like you've got to just get through one thing and move to the next and move to the next, move to the next. And you probably feel overwhelmed. I say all this because this is how I felt. The 2 things that I did in order to rise above this feeling was, one, is I started scheduling time to think. A lot of times that we just don't have time to think because we're so busy, and so we don't take it. And that's dangerous because that doesn't give us a chance to rise up 30,000 feet above the business and say, what's really going on here? What's most important? Why is this problem or challenge keep coming up? Why are we still doing this and cycling through this issue? Because you've got to take time to think. And this isn't time for you to do your email or catch up on a few things. This is time to rise above and really look at the business, maybe as an objective third party if you can. Now, that first thing, time to think, is very important for you as a leader. But most people aren't scheduling it, aren't intentional about it. So I'm putting a spotlight on it here for you. The second thing behind this is have conversation with someone that really is an objective party. I actually hired Linda in my business about 20 years ago. And to be exact, about 18 years ago, 2002, when my business was at about $1 million, hiring Linda as my coach helped me go from $1 million to about $5 million in revenue. And the main benefit behind that was she was an objective party and asked questions that I wasn't asking myself. She wasn't emotionally attached to the business like I was. And so I got someone to help me do this and help me figure out what I needed to focus on. And I only worked with Linda for a short period of time, but it was one of the most powerful relationships I had in my business because she taught me to take time and to ask these same questions over and over. And when I do that even today, it's even much better than it was back then. All this to say is if you take time to think and you take time to talk about your issues with someone that's not emotionally attached, then you can have a sounding board that will allow you to make some clear decisions, be committed to those decisions, and you can move forward and address them so that you no longer feel behind. I went through this, but you can actually learn from what I learned, and it took me years to figure out. You can learn just by listening to this video. When I was running this fast growth company, I was trying to solve the problems for my people, and that was a problem. The biggest benefit out of that conversation was that, as a leader, should I be solving these problems or should I let them solve the problems for themselves? And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I realized that I was actually causing all of this chaos inside the business because I wanted control. I wanted to be of service. I was really spinning my wheels as a leader when I had these thoughts in my mind. And Linda helped me see otherwise. All this to be said is when you step back from your business, you have a chance to actually rise above what's really going on and see it for what it really is. And that's what I'm asking you to do today. And when you think about growing your business, I want you to think about what does it take for you to be a visionary leader? And being a visionary leader means that you actually are taking time to think. That's one of the things that they get right. If you want to find out the other 4 things, because I just put together this short 1-page kind of article on the 5 things visionary leaders get right, all you have to do is go to genehammett.com and go to resources, and you'll find it right there. If you get those 5 things right, you can actually step up beyond your issues and challenges and lead the company from a place where your team really feels that sense of leadership, and they're connected together because of it. When you think about leadership and you think about Growth Think Tank. As always, lead with courage. We'll see you next time.